First time in 30 years that Nottingham Forest beats Man United at Old Trafford. We played well but got punished. What exactly happened at Old Trafford? My name is Webb. Welcome to the United Road Sport. Here is a match reaction for our loss at OT, first loss at home for Ruben Amorim, one where I believe there will be a lot of lessons for him to take home. But first of all, I do want to start by saying Rashford is done. Rashford is done. This, I've said it. I've given up on Rashford. I had to hold him as a scapegoat because I thought for the most part of the game that Nottingham Forest actually wanted it more. I felt they showed more desire for it, even if Man United were playing better because they're a well-coached team. They were passing the ball, putting good passes together. The goal that we scored, you saw that was a well-built-up goal. But you still felt that Nottingham Forest wanted it a little more than Man United. And you see in the Premier League, whoever wants it more will always have an edge over you. But let's get proper into the Man United players and their performances. First of all, Onana should dare not start falling off. And again, yeah, I know he has been consistent. He has been our top performer. But you see, you're as good as your last performance. I thought today Onana wasn't on his best behavior. I thought this wasn't his best game. It was a forgettable game. The second goal he conceded, he could have avoided, you clearly think. But uh, that said, there were positives to pick in this team. I thought Manuel Ugarte played until he got tired. Kobe, I thought, played exceedingly well. In fact, if you ask me, I think for Man United side, Manuel Ugarte was our man of the match. I thought Kobe too was playing good, and though he got tired later on in the game, but still had to hold on and endure. But I thought he was brilliant. I thought Bruno, especially in the second half before he was pulled off, he changed a bit, but he was again he will be. I feel bad for the mistake that cost us that goal, which Onana should have saved on a better day. But you thought there are moments where he looked good. The reality is, guys, there is a confusion that I think Bruno brings in this team. Bruno at times looks like a weakness, but when Bruno is out of Man United, you clearly see an exposed team. You see a naked team. When he was substituted, you'd feel that there was nothing we could create. There is I get a sense that there is an over reliance on Bruno, who is supposed to be our best player, yet he's also not that good. I don't know that you get what I mean, and I think that's not good for Man United. If Bruno is your best player, yet he's not even that good, then you have a problem. Because when Bruno is out of Man United, even when he has had a bad game, when he's out, we are worse. We clearly see there is no hope. And you're thinking, how can this be our best player? So I feel there is need for Ruben Amorim to create a solution for that. That's a big problem in Man United, by the way. That Bruno is the player, and he knows it himself anyway. But there is something you lack when he's not there, yet he's also not that good. But that said, Amad Diallo, I feel, is let down by his teammates. I think he's way ahead of the rest. He makes good runs, crosses the ball, and there's no one to follow it up. At times they take long to give him the ball. He's your most lethal player. Why in the world are you overpassing the ball on the wrong side? Give him the ball more because he's going to create stuff. And indeed, that is why he was United's only hope for a comeback. Diogo Dalot shouldn't be allowed to shoot. I think it should be legal. Whenever Diogo Dalot shoots at goal, he should be fined probably because he's just so bad at it. He's just so bad at shooting. You hate to see it. I think uh, he's got to work on his final delivery. I think I feel for Rashford comes off the bench, but he's looking more tired than the people who started the game. I thought that's terrible. To look at the positives, I think our ball possessing, our passing is getting better. We get the ball and put a few good passes together, try to build something. I think that for me is a big improvement in the team that we've seen. Because if you look at the possession, and again, stats don't lie, they say, but in this case, you would feel they did. But Man United passed the ball better, a lot better, I think 2 times better uh, than uh, than Nottingham in terms of possession 71-29. I have not had a team. I think I've not seen a team in a long time dominate possession like that and lose at home. Goal attempts 17 to 11, 7 on target, 3 on goal. That is 7 for Man United, 3 for for Nottingham, meaning all their shots on goal were goals. So that's them being effective. Man United again continue to defend poorly in set pieces. I think Man United for some time should just avoid giving away. useless set pieces or corners and free kicks and stuff. Uh, then 5-on-4. The stats seem to look good in for Man United, but again, the most important stat is the goals. So if you're not effective with your chances, then certainly it's going to be bad on you. Alejandro Garnacho still again not there yet, shooting when he should be passing. I mean, even the goal that Hoyland scored, you thought Garnacho, instead of passing the ball to Hoyland in the first place, he attempted to go for goal himself, only for it to be deflected to fall in the way of Hoyland. So, I mean, there is good progress. I felt we played a little better even than against Arsenal, because against Arsenal we just contained them, especially in the first half. But we did not really engage the next gear to try and go for goal. This time around we're engaging the gear, but I felt we are not as hungry, or we lost to the spirit. I think it was the Nottingham Forest spirit that got them the win. We played better, but they had the spirit. And you see, that football is a game of fine margins. I felt that is what undid the team. Amorim again chooses to rotate, rest a few players. Of course, people will wonder why on earth Nusail Mazraoui was on the bench for all those minutes, because it got to a point where you felt there was need to bring in Mazraoui, because you see what Mazraoui does at a time when most of our players, especially the defenders, play a lot in the back. Mazraoui knows when to try and take us forward. Yeah? You feel Mazraoui knows when to take the team forward. But I thought at times the ball spent so long in the back, defense of Man United, and that will not create for you anything. You won't create anything by playing so long, so much in the back. So I think that's maybe a weakness on the side of Amorim. I thought he over rested Mazraoui, and again, should he have rested him at hindsight, because this is your best player? Why are you resting him in an important game against at home against Nottingham Forest, a team that is way above you on the log? I think it's a bit bad. But look, I hate to pick Diogo Dalla as a scapegoat, but I want to show you his stats today for you to understand just how ineffective or how poor this boy is. 0 out of 9 accurate crosses, 0 assists, of course, 0 goals. He created 1 chance and had 100% successful dribbles. So meaning he was doing the right things, and that's the biggest problem with Diogo Dalot. He will do one right thing at the start and then just do the stupidest of things in his final ball. His final decision is a shame to professional football. The final cross, that final ball that he plays is a pain to look at, and you're thinking, how does he do that consistently, and somehow he gets away with it? You see him in the starting team for the next game. I thought, for me, the mistake that Amorim did was starting Dala ahead of Nusair Mazraoui. Probably, I think Mazraoui should be going forward, starting in that wing back position, where he loves to play Diogo Dalot at times. If he's not playing a Malaysia there, let's have Mazraoui start in that place, because Dalot and these stats so terrible. Because I thought had a decent full debut, not impeccable, but had a decent. There are no errors you would think of and you say this was a grave error that he made. But I think honestly, Dalot shouldn't be playing as many games as he does. Because look at that, poor stats, poor delivery, poor final balls, poor decision making, and it's costing Man United. So a first home loss, and I think it should be a wake up call. But I think there are quite a number of positives to pick from this. But also for individuals like Onana, there is, of course, every reason for them to try and improve. For Marcus Rashford, I think this is the game that buried him, hands down. My name is Webb. Like, share, and subscribe. The entire team out of 10, I would give them a 5. They were average for me.